All right, so let's work on writing equations of a line. So there are two forms that we use when we're writing an equation of a line. So the first one we're going to start with is the slope-intercept form. And this is the one, if you're familiar with an equation of a line, you probably think of. So it says if you know the slope m and the y-intercept, sometimes called b, the equation of the line can be represented by y equals m times x plus b. So remember, when you're writing an equation of a line, y and x should be part of your answer, and m and b should be filled in with numbers. Okay, so y and x are going to show up in your answer, m and b should be filled in with numbers. So in order to use this form, you need to know what is the slope, m, and what is the y-intercept, or where it crosses the y-axis. And when you think about the y-intercept, you think about what is the x, when the x value is 0, what's the y value? So let's begin with this example from a table. So this gives us a bunch of x values and their corresponding y values. And it says write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So to start, we need to find the slope. Remember, to find the slope, we do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we pick any 2 points on this line. Let's say that one and that one. So any 2 points on this line. This is x1, x2, y1, y2. And we plug in those numbers. 0 minus 2 over negative 3 minus negative 5. So negative 2 over positive 2, or negative 1. Now we need to know the y-intercept. The y-intercept is the value of the function when x is 0. So here in this last row, x is 0, and y is negative 3. So that's the point 0, negative 3. So that means the b in my equation is going to be negative 3. So when I write my equation, y equals mx plus b, I know that m is negative 1 and b is negative 3. Now we don't normally write things like this, right? Negative 1 is kind of like just negative x, and then plus a negative 3 would be minus 3. So the equation of this line in slope-intercept form is y equals negative x minus 3. Okay, let's try again. So this says, given that m, the slope, is negative 6, and the line passes through the point negative 3, 4, write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So we have this y equals mx plus b. We know that m is negative 6, so what we really have is y equals negative 6x plus b. The problem is that we don't know what b is. This just tells us that when x is negative 3, y is 4. So we can plug that in. When x is negative 3, y is 4. And then we're going to solve for b. So negative 6 times negative 3 is 18. Subtract 18 from both sides, b is negative 14. So now my equation looks like y equals, remember my slope was negative 6x minus 14. Okay, the last one, another one, well, there's two more, I guess, says that given the x-intercept is 1/4 0 and the y-intercept is 0, 2, write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So luckily, they gave us the y-intercept, so we know b is going to be 2. What we need to find is the slope. So again, we can use that formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Here's one point x1, y1. Here's another point x2, y2. So we get 2 minus 0 over 0 minus 1/4. So 2 over negative 1/4. Put that in your calculator, and you get negative 8. So y equals mx plus b. M we just computed is negative 8, and b we computed is 2. Okay, last example says if f is a linear function with f of 3 equal to negative 2, that's kind of like the point 3 comma negative 2, where the input x is 3 and the output y is negative 2, and f of 8 equals 1, so 8 comma 1, find the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So again, I need to start by finding the slope. Those are my 2 points, so 1 minus negative 2 over 8 minus 3 gives me 3/5. And then I have this equation, y equals 3/5 x plus b. Again, neither of these points is the y-intercept, right? Because we don't know what happens when x is 0. So I can plug either of those points in for y and x and solve for b. I'm going to use this second one because it doesn't have any negative numbers in it. So x is 8, so I'm plugging 8 in for x. Y is 1, I'm plugging 1 in for y, and I'm going to solve for b. 1 equals 24/5 plus b. Subtract 24/5 from both sides, so I get negative 19/5. And then my equation is going to look like y equals, my m is 3/5 x. I just solved for b, negative 19/5. So that is the slope-intercept form, the y equals mx plus b.